What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri. Welcome back the day after we won. It's been a while, also because we didn't win in preseason. Not that it really mattered, but we won. We won our opening game. I don't think there was ever a doubt, or I personally was never doubting the fact that we're gonna win at home against Como, even though we know how the squad looks. Como are a team that, in my opinion, should be going down because they have they have almost no quality in that team. That's just what it is. You know, you can sign Belotti and Cutrone and Moreno and Reina. They're done. They're finished. You know, these players are not gonna save you, in my opinion. But we won. That's the most important thing. We're gonna do player ratings. We're gonna talk about the game, but also there are big updates on transfers, and there are sneaky leaks to Di Marzio, and those are coming from clubs like Fiorentina and Atalanta, and very expected news where everybody's panicking. Kalulu is on his way, Nico Gonzalez is off, or Atalanta is saying we want Gonzalez, otherwise you're not getting Koopmeiners, new talks with Conceicao and Sancho, so on, so on. So that's what we're going to talk about as well in this video. But before we do that, as always, smash the like button, and let's talk about, you know, the good things and the worrying things. Okay, so let's start off with obviously the player ratings, but the game in general. Like, we did what we had to do. We won that game. We started off the season the way we should be starting off that season. You know, winning, especially at home against a team like Como. Take away every quote unquote doubt and just, you know, go. From here we go and we move and we go to Verona next Monday, and we will see what we can offer there. You know, and we will see how the squad will look at that point, because there are a lot of positive things, but again, you know, you need to take into account you're playing a very poor side. You know, next week Verona, if you watch that Napoli game, they're a different type of team. You know, they're gonna cause you a lot of more issues than a team like Como are gonna cause you. It's just a reality that you need to accept, you know, and you need to prepare for, you know. So let's see how that will go this week. But player ratings. Let's start off with Di Gregorio. I gave him a 6 because he had absolutely nothing to do. So he just needed to show up, and that's kind of it, you know. So a 6, I cannot really say, like, I didn't learn anything from Di Gregorio from that game, and that's not his fault, you know. That's just, we were better, you know, and Como had absolutely nothing to show for it. So 6, you know, basic, standard. Cambiasso, 7.5 for me. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was all over the place. You know, maybe at the beginning you can see that he's very heavily left-footed, you know, and when he's in dangerous situations, he needs to cut back to his left foot, which is not ideal, obviously, but he's all over the place. He's all over the place. I like that he can just stay in midfield, play as an 8 at one time, and otherwise dropping in, you know, it causes a lot of issues, and you can see that he enjoys what he's doing, that he enjoys, you know, getting that freedom, getting that time as well, just being out there, you know, being out there, allowed to enjoy football, cause problems. And again, he's very high energetic, you know, he has a lot of stamina because he can go all game basically, and he had fun, and I had fun watching that. Basically what we saw last season, I think this was just a next level because he was allowed a lot more freedom compared to last season. Then Gatti, Bremer, 6.5. They played their game. You know, they weren't caused a lot of issues, but they dealt with what they had to deal with. You know, it's the few crosses here and there. I thought Gatti was probably the better of the two, in my opinion. You know, we got the captaincy armband. It is what it is. You know, Danilo got it. Everybody knows what I think about that situation. But it's a statement. You know, it's a statement from Thiago Motta. He could have given that armband to Locatelli, for example, but he chose Gatti, and we don't know what with Danilo, if there's something. I'm assuming he's not fit, because otherwise that will be massive. It would be massive, you know, to be benched on opening day and your captaincy being taken away. So I'm assuming it's fitness wise, I think. But they played a good game. They played a solid game. You know, obviously that's something we're missing, and we'll talk about that in a sec. They're not ball playing center backs, and that is a shame because it would help Motta and the way we want to play so much more. But again, they're not. They tried a few times, especially Bremer. It didn't look good as expected. But defensively, they did what they had to do. Cabal 6. I thought he had a good game. You know, you might say 6.5, especially that second half. That second half was much better. I think in the first half he gave the ball away a couple of times where he was just forcing a pass, you know, through midfield, which against a better team that will cause you a lot more issues. You know, you're playing Como, so you can get away with it. But I thought in the second half he was much better. In that second half, he was more composed. He was more calm in possession. He was just not giving it away. He was thinking it over. So 6, I thought it was a good, you know, debut, and I think he is viewed as a starter right now. So 6 for me. Locatelli, a player who gets a lot of hate. You know, maybe for me, you might say. Even yesterday at the game, I thought he was good. I thought he was very good. Depending on what you want to see from Locatelli, I guess. Doesn't need to play as a 6, play it as an 8, play it as a 10. And, like, he switched positions a lot of times, and you can see he's much more in his element right there. You know, it wasn't pinpoint perfect like it was at Sassuolo, but after 2 years of that, he needs to just look at himself right now, and he needs to build on that, what he did yesterday. He needs to build on that, because if he does, he will be a very good player again, you know, and he will contribute. He will be a player you can count on, and that's what he said. You know, I want to go back to that point, basically. Don't need to talk. I just need to look at myself and keep going, you know. But I thought he was good. You know, he got slated, and I'm not sure why, because he played a hell of a lot worse the last couple of seasons. This one definitely was not that one. So 6.5. Thuram 6. I thought he had a solid game. Got subbed. But he did what he had to do. You know, he is always there. He reminds me a bit of Rabiot. Not the only, but the big difference is when he receives the ball, he knows what he needs to do with it. It's quick turn and it's gone, released. When you watch Rabiot, it's like, I'm gonna take 10 touches here, or I'm gonna drive the ball a little bit up, then I'm gonna stop the ball, I'm gonna slow the pace down again, and I'm just going to play it backwards or whatever. Like, it's not, like, there is a massive difference in the way these guys want to play. You know, one is thinking, I need to play it forward, I need to play it quickly, and that's what Thuram does. And that's what he did. Break up play, sweat the ball around. I thought he was good. So 6, it wasn't out of this world, but it was good for a debut. Timo Werner 7. That was a fantastic goal. The issue is the injury. Let's see how long it will officially be, but it is a massive issue, and that's something we'll talk about in a second. But again, with Timo Werner, he will look very good in this system, because we create a lot of space. Like, a lot of space is what we create, and he uses this. The only issue is end product. Yes, the goal was fantastic, and he can score some crackers. We know that. But his end product, his final decision, is not always good. That's frustrating. I'm not going to slate him for that yesterday, because I thought he was good. You know, he did what he was asked to do, and he did that at a very good level for that game. But in bigger games, that end product definitely needs to improve, and that's where I'm like, I'm not sure if it will improve. But yesterday, I thought he was good. So 7. Mbangula, 7.5. You just need to give that kid 7.5, because he started out of nowhere. Everybody was like, what is this? Why is Douglas Luiz not there? Blah, blah, blah. So on. Everybody was worried. And maybe rightfully so. But Motta was like, nah. You know, he showed me in preseason. He showed me in training that he's ready. And yeah, he was ready. You know, that goal was great. You know, that's just him and him alone. He did that pretty well. But what I did like the most, the entirety of the game, he was always open. He was always free on that touchline. He was causing problems. He was driving the ball. He was picking up the right players. He was making the right decisions, and it was very good to watch. It really was, you know. So very happy for him. 7.5. Apparently deserved to start, and he proved. He showed that, yeah, I deserve to start. And now it's up to Motta to see what you're gonna do with him for the Verona game, because you're probably not going to bench him, are you? But yeah, happy for him. 7.5. Yildiz, he's my man of the match. I didn't give him a 7 and an 8 or so, because that's over the top maybe. But he was excellent. He really was excellent, you know. Obviously, the number 10 jersey was not pressure, as expected. That's just a number. The pressure comes from the fans telling him, you need to feel pressure. Other than that, he did what he was asked to do, and he was all over the place, dropping in, picking up the ball, linking up play, beating his man, like recovering the ball. Like he was brilliant. He was absolutely excellent. That's why I said last season as well when he wasn't scoring goals, and I was like, it's okay. He has an impact on the game on a different way. The goals will come. They will come, you know, 100% because he has quality enough. Those goals will come. But yesterday, he was so key to what we were trying to do. And you can see that Motta trusts him and he handed him a lot of the keys basically because he trusts him to do a lot of the things you won't trust a normal player. That's what I'm trying to say. Picking up the ball deep, shielding off the ball, picking up the players like calm, not just booting away, always composed, and always finding a solution. He was excellent. So 7.5 from me. I thought he was good. Vlahovic 6. Unlucky, yes, but he need to finish some of these chances. That second one when he headed it to the post, but before he tried to chip Reina, that needs to be a goal. Like, it needs to be a goal. The first one, that's unlucky. It was going in. That Como player out of the blue comes sliding in. It hits the post. Fine, I can deal with that. He should have had a goal. That got cancelled. Was a good header. It's actually embarrassing that you call off a goal for offside 20 seconds or so. Like, it's ridiculous. And then that 1-on-1, yes, it was offside towards the end, but that's where you can see that he's not really on it. That's just, I like Vlahovic, but you need to put chances away, At one point, you can say he's unlucky, but at one point, like, even if it's offside, I can see you miss 1-on-1s, and that's not okay. That's just not okay, and you need to work on that. But I thought he was good in play as well. Like, it wasn't one of those Vlahovic games where you're like, oh, you were actually horrible. Everything you did was wrong. It wasn't one of those games. But you need to get on the score sheet. I know it's match day 1, but you're the main guy. You're the main striker. And that's expectation. It doesn't matter. Day 1 or not, the expectation is you hit over 20 goals. And you need to deliver that 100% because if you don't, the club will force you out next summer. I'm convinced about that. So, but overall, I thought he had a good game, So, fine. Let's see what will happen against Verona. Savona, Fagioli, and Douglas Luiz came on 6. Savona, different type of player as we are, completely. But didn't, like, we were controlling that second half, We should have scored a couple more, but we didn't really push. We saw Como was not up for it. So I gave them all 6 because it was just controlling that game. It was just playing out that game. And if that chance came, and that chance came towards the end with Cambiasso. He finished that brilliantly, and we had a couple of more opportunities that we just kind of messed up, with the final decision making. So I gave them all the 6 because, there wasn't a lot of action. 8 for Thiago Motta. And I will give him an 8 because it wasn't easy preseason, prepping with half a team basically. Getting this team ready to go for it, and he did, and he made decisions. Everybody was like, Danilo, Douglas Luiz, and Bangula. He made those decisions, and he never backed down. He said, pre-game, that's it, and it showed, and there are clear patterns of play, and it's good, it's exciting, it's still raw, we will make mistakes, and we have a lot of flaws, and the flaws are the transfer window because Kalulu said yes, so he's joining. Is he a needle mover? Not really. Yes, we need a ball-playing center back, but I was looking for a player of a different caliber, so I don't think so. But the issues or the concerns are further up the pitch. We need wingers. Timothy Weah's injured, and I'm not even high on Timothy Weah, but you cannot go to Verona and Roma with Savona starting and no sub. Like that, it's impossible. We need to be honest as well. So that is a massive worry, and that needs to be addressed. And according to the latest updates, and again, they are just briefing Di Marzio, and it's just easy tap-in news. When Lookman said, I want to leave, I tweeted out immediately, the news will come out that they're going to move for Nico Gonzalez, that they're not going to sign Koopmeiners, and here we go, it's happening. They're moving for Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez saying I want to join Juve. I have an agreement. Figure it out. Fiorentina saying we're selling to the highest bidder. Comiso saying we don't want 30. We want close to 40 million euros right now. You know, a fee we shouldn't be paying for Nico Gonzalez. And if Atalanta want to pay that, good. But the issue is it's 10 days until the window closes. 10 days. And are you in a position to say, okay, Gonzalez, we're not going to sign you? Because we need wingers. It's very obvious that we need wingers. Like, we need players as well who go 1v1 more consistently and are good at it. Cause problems. We don't have that. I think we need a player who can link up play between midfield and the front line, like a Koopmeiners. And Atalanta are obviously briefing Di Marzio saying, hey, if Juve get Nico Gonzalez, then we're not going to let Koopmeiners go. We're going to keep Koopmeiners. We're going to try to convince him. But Koopmeiners is not training. He has doctor prescriptions about stress. Again, he got a new one to not show up in training. I don't even know how you're going to make that work right now. It's a crazy situation. The media is being used. And I don't feel sorry for Giuntoli because he left it late. And it's clear that we need help. That squad is thin. Like, it's really thin. Like, yesterday was fun and all, but it's thin. You need to be realistic about it. We need wingers. You cannot expect Mbangula to play 50 games at this level in the Champions League, Club World Cup. Like, it's impossible. Or Timothy Weah. Or Yildiz without being sub. You know, it's insanity. So, will it be Nico Gonzalez? Obviously not for 40 million. Obviously, Fiorentina want the highest bidder. Obviously, Atalanta are telling the media, hey, if they get Gonzalez, we're not letting Koopmeiners go, you know? So, it's that. That's the situation we're in right now. But it needs to move now. Like, we've said it so many times, but today, there needs to be news. It needs to be done deals. We need to be pushing because when are we going to make these deals happen? We talked with Conceicao again, according to Pedula. Agreement is no issue, although Conceicao is not in a rush. Juve are looking for a loan with an option for Porto. Again, you know, if it's not moving, there's an issue. They asked information for Sancho, and right now Manu's like, let's see. Not really. We prefer to keep him as of now. Like, we're not really jumping of joy to just loan him out. Maybe that's a late attempt they will, accept. But right now, you know, we need help. We definitely need help, and it needs to come as soon as possible. And let's see. It's a messy situation. It really is a messy situation that Giuntoli kind of got us in right now, and he needs to bite some bullets right now because we have no choice. The squad is thin, and we need help. Motta needs help. The squad needs help immediately. But let's see. Let's see what will happen in the next couple of hours. But that's it for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about the ratings. Because obviously not everybody is agreeing with me, which is fine. Also, what should we pay for Nico Gonzalez? And do you think Atalanta will really tell us if you sign Gonzalez, we're not going to let Koopmeiners go? And how will Koopmeiners react to that? But yeah, like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys later tonight. Ciao.